And one of my colleagues was the prosecuting attorney for El Dorado County, California. His name is Vern Pearson. And Vern said, I'd like to close this or get some type of understanding. Can you go and interview Philip? So I looked at all the information on Philip. He had written a manifesto in terms of how to cure pedophilia. And I went to Vern. I said, all right, let's go do this. And he goes, what do you need, like a day, a couple of hours? And I said, I need 4 days. And my goal was to do a deep dive into the things that he had done. He was a serial rapist, a serial kidnapper, and to understand his life in the time frame by which Michaela Garrett went missing. And so this was the evolution of what I was trying to do. So I show up, he walks in, says, who are you? I said, well, I'm Special Agent O'Neill. I'd like to talk to you about your history. I read your manifesto and I had some questions. And he said, when they told me I had a visitor, he goes, I wasn't going to come in. He goes, but the angels on my shoulder tell me that this would be a good talk. So he said, let's do it. We talked in detail every day for probably 8 to 9 hours. They brought him food. And the end of each day, I would say, Philip, I will be here tomorrow. If the angels on your shoulder tell you to show up, please do. If not, then it was nice to meet you. And every day he showed up.
Why did you say that?
There's a depth of understanding in terms of the headspace that he is in. And so when you can connect, like genuinely connect with that, you truly try to understand another person, and there's power with that. In the course of those 36 hours, multiple times he was very aggressive. He was very condescending. He called me a liar, things he accused me of. I don't believe you are who you say you are. I don't believe you're here for the things you're saying you're here for. I don't even know if you work for the federal government. And he's essentially questioned my integrity. Now, my purpose is not to make him feel that I'm smarter than him, is not to belittle or berate him or have a question of integrity, because I could have said, you kidnapped an 11-year-old girl and kept her captive for 18 years, fathered 2 children with her, the first one at the age of 14, and your question of my integrity? I didn't do that because that's not why I was there. And so despite the fact that he got upset, despite the fact that he called me and accused me of all these different things, I stayed on my purpose. I stayed on my mission. And when we were done, when we finished, I went back to the prosecuting attorney and said, he's not your guy. And he said, are you sure? And I said, I bet my career on it.
How did you know?